I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times celebrities desperately tried to cling to fame.
This stunt was orchestrated by Smollett because he was dissatisfied with his salary.
For this list, we're looking at the most embarrassing, bizarre, and downright offensive attempts stars have made to stay relevant. Which of these made you cringe the hardest? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Mike the Situation Sorrentino. MTV's Jersey Shore was a product of its time and launched its cast of gym-obsessed, tan-happy co-eds into stardom.
Once I arrive, it's just like, what's up, I'm here. And everybody's gonna be like, oh shoot, that's the situation right there. Yes sir, it is.
Mike the Situation Sorrentino certainly stayed in the spotlight, but not for the best reasons. Between a shuttered tanning club, lawsuits, and tax evasion, his business ambitions seemed to outweigh his acumen. The Situation pled guilty to tax evasion in 2018 and served 8 months in jail.
Sorrentino and his brother Mark pleaded guilty in January to tax evasion. Both were initially indicted in September 2014 for tax offenses, with additional charges added in April 2017.
But he even found a way to monetize that, making a YouTube series about his prison experience. Since his Shore days, though, he's turned to a sober life and seems to have come a long way from the self-obsessed young guy whose only priorities were GTL.
I'm healthy, I'm sober, back at work with my best friends on the #1 show on MTV, and just living the dream.
Number 9. Aaron Carter. 2020 wasn't just the year of COVID. It was also the year OnlyFans' popularity increased substantially.
How is that going? What is on there?
I mean,
Meat?
You know OnlyFans, so.
Meat.
In March of that year, former teen heartthrob Aaron Carter made his play for renewed fame by announcing that he was joining the platform. Considering his history, the news itself wasn't exactly surprising.
Oh, you want to get on too, homie? You want to buck up? All right, buck up. Buck up.
The content he posted on the service, however, was not well received. His photos were called bizarre and characterized as being way too expensive for what subscribers got. He even asked them to send him their own racy photos, offering to rate them for $50. Needless to say, not many saw this as a good deal.
Does it look like I need money?
Number 8. Ramona Singer. Original The Real Housewives of New York City cast member Ramona Singer is known for her controversial actions.
You trashed my friend with your husband. No, you know what? It's not. Just go away. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
Allegations of obnoxious behavior at the Broadway musical Diana are just the tip of the iceberg. Commenting on an announced Real Housewives of New York spin-off set to involve many of her former co-stars, Singer implied that the show's potential cast would be, quote, losers, and doubted she would participate.
I also feel like the legacy, like how can it be really good? The people who they're going to bring back are people they didn't want to renew anyway. So what are you going to call it? The loser show? The loser legacy?
And doubted she would participate. It's not a stretch for anyone who's watched her to think these comments are just sour grape and a ploy for attention. After all, she and her fellow housewives were reportedly let go ahead of the original show's 14th season, which is apparently starting, quote, from scratch.
Listen, it's better to be talked about than not talked about. I don't want to be a bump on the log. Perfect is boring.
Number 7. Dr. Oz. Mehmet Oz, aka Dr. Oz, is known for highlighting unconventional and inflammatory approaches to health and well-being.
In a new video on Facebook and Twitter, the Fetterman campaign ridicules Oz as a quack, out to make money off innocent people.
I've got the #1 miracle in a bottle to burn your fat. Lose fat without diet or exercise. Stubborn stomach fat instantly disappears.
However, the scrutiny only increased during his Pennsylvania Senate campaign. His insensitive remarks about his rival candidate John Fetterman's stroke notably crossed a line. He's also flip-flopped on topics like abortion and climate change throughout his career, which has left him open to criticism. In addition, Dr. Oz has faced allegations that he's not an actual resident of Pennsylvania and only moved there to run his campaign.
For years, he's lived in New Jersey, and his social media still frequently shows him at his North Jersey mansion. So he is running for office in a state he doesn't seem to want to live in.
Plus, his constant reminders that he's been endorsed by Donald Trump despite minimal governing experience make it seem like the spotlight is more important to him than competence.
Yeah, that last line from McCormick did get a bit of a round of applause from the voters that we were watching with, who groaned just about every time Oz mentioned the Trump endorsement. The groans grew louder as he kept mentioning the Trump endorsement.
Number 6, Sharon Osbourne. The members of the Osbourne family are no strangers to drama. Sharon Osbourne's outburst on a 2021 episode of CBS's The Talk set off a tidal wave.
How can I be racist about anybody? How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Well,
what?
We'll be right back.
What?
We have more topics, so don't go away.
And I think we should stop this.
Allegations of behind-the-scenes racist and homophobic comments emerged, which led to an internal investigation that resulted in her leaving the show.
CBS saying it's looking into all matters related to that episode and is committed to a diverse, inclusive, and respectful workplace across all of our productions.
And the TV personality seemingly decided to monetize her scandal in a 4-part docuseries called Sharon Osbourne, To Hell and Back. Supporters were adamant that her freedom of speech was curtailed, but her docuseries is available on Fox Nation, the official streaming service of one of the most watched networks in the United States.
I love that you're, from day one, you're like, I'm going to speak my truth. Well, the thing is that I've worked in this industry for 50 years. Actually 55, I shouldn't say that, but I didn't want that to be the end of my career, and I thought it was unfair. Good for you.
Number 5, DaBaby. The rapper behind the hit song Rockstar has made more headlines for his controversial statements than his music lately.
This morning, rapper DaBaby facing the music after video surfaced earlier this week showing the hip-hop star making homophobic statements on stage in Miami.
Several insensitive comments made during a 2021 set in Miami at Rolling Loud Festival earned the ire of the internet, and he was soon accused of homophobia.
Rapper is still standing by his statements, and their statements leaders in the LGBTQ community are labeling as misinformation.
When his gigs started getting canceled, he made a desperate attempt to save face and his career in an apology on Instagram. But any goodwill he might have earned was crushed when he seemingly removed the post about a week later without explanation. Despite containing a salacious reference to superstar Megan Thee Stallion, his 2022 album Baby on Baby 2 hasn't generated much in the way of sales.
I'm the type of person, like, if I really and genuinely feel like, I ain't wrong, or something wrong, or something right, I'm gonna stand on it. Like, it don't matter. Like, I'm gonna stand on it. You know what I mean?
Number 4, Scott Disick. For nearly a decade, Scott Disick was a household name due to his connection with the very famous Kardashian family.
Do you think you're difficult or no?
No.
No. Do you think you're overly controlling?
No.
Okay.
I did have to be with you in our relationship,
Do you think there's any chance that you could ever be in denial about anything?
No.
Okay, I rest my case.
Once he and ex Kourtney Kardashian called it quits in 2015, he still made appearances on their shows. However, after Kardashian was linked to Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker, Disick's shady DMs about her new romance circulated in the press.
A source told ET back in May that Kourtney is, quote, emotionally done with Scott and is putting all her focus on newlywed life with Travis.
Beyond that, his opinions about the couple's relationship became a subplot all their own on the family's Hulu show, to the extreme discomfort of Kourtney herself. Many felt like Disick should simply let go of chasing fame through his Kardashian connections.
This is probably the first time in like 15 years that we've had a really, really long break from having cameras follow our every move, and I think it got a little lonely.
Number 3, Jussie Smollett. Almost immediately, the alleged racist and homophobic attack on Empire star Jussie Smollett inspired scores of support from all corners.
The vast majority of people have been supportive and loving and understanding. And then as time has gone on and that there's no It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're going to Subway. Sub-Zero.
Subway's open 24 hours.
But as facts came out, suspicion grew that it was a hoax conceived by Smollett himself. His supposed attackers, brothers Abimbola and Olabinjo Osundero, were said to have been hired by the actor.
The accused attackers, caught on tape buying red hats and ski masks, now testifying against him before a grand jury.
The motive was allegedly to drum up sympathy for Smollett, further his career, and potentially get a raise on Empire. Instead, the actor and musician was written out of the Fox show, and he was later convicted of disorderly conduct.
A defiant Smollett shouting as he was let out of the courtroom after being sentenced to 30 months probation, with the first 150 days to be served at Chicago's notorious Cook County Jail.
It was not only a desperate act, but made a mockery of the very real violence that minority communities in America face daily. In June 2022, Smollett maintained his innocence. Number 2, J.K. Rowling. It started, as so many things do, with a tweet.
There was instant backlash to that. She was accused of being transphobic.
Once beloved Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling first came under fire in 2018 when she liked a transphobic tweet. Her spokesperson assured that this was merely an accident. But Rowling has only doubled down on her controversial thoughts about gender, sex, and freedom of speech since this alleged mishap.
I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth.
In 2020, she even wrote an essay on her website defending her problematic views on transgender women and claiming that modern-day trans activism is harmful to cisgender women.
Rowling's comments have also been condemned by a number of LGBTQ+ rights groups, including GLAAD, the Human Rights Coalition, and the Trevor Project.
Whatever this essay was supposed to do, it only further alienated her from anyone who found her views deeply disrespectful, if not dangerous. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Kanye West. This rapper, who now primarily goes by Ye, has never shied away from controversy, whether it's with his music or his egotism. But his behavior has reached new levels of dangerous.
Formerly known as Kanye West, whose recent anti-Semitic comments have caused public outrage.
Since 2020, Kanye West has run for president, opened an unaccredited Christian school, worn a White Lives Matter shirt, and branded himself a truth teller, among other things. However, his disturbing anti-Semitic comments on social media and in unaired segments of his interview with Tucker Carlson seemed to be the straw that broke the camel's back.
Nike is like a company that is redlining and gerrymandering Black people.
The dangerous statements have led to an immense amount of backlash and have cost him many high-paying sponsorships and deals.
The German company says it'll no longer make the hugely popular line of Yeezy shoes and clothes, nor pay him and his companies. In a statement, Adidas said it does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech.
It goes without saying, but a lot of people have had enough. Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.